So, first of all, good morning. Second of all, just because folks seem like they got it all, like they got it all figured out, like they got everything going for them, it don't mean shit, because you have no idea what they're going through. And I just say that to say, in the last 2 months, I think I've spent roughly $2,600 on getting my car back on the road, roughly. And then maybe like, I want to say maybe like a week after I got my car back, I had to get 2 tires put on the back, because it was a nail in one and then it was leaking from the other rim, and then it ended up being a nail in that tire as well when we pulled it off. So I had to get 2 tires. That was $116. And so I just say that to say that, I had to go to the doctor yesterday. As you can see, there's something going on with my face. My face been breaking out real bad. Doctor said that my skin is extra dry or something because of the cold weather. And throughout the years, I haven't been moisturizing. So he said now that I'm 40, my skin is changing, and it's just different than what it used to be. It probably can't withstand and take some of the neglect that I would give it in past years. So he gave me some medicine. I had a stop popping up on my eye. When y'all already know I had surgery on the bottom part of my eye, then it's the top. So I just say all that to say, man, you never know what people going through, man. Even though they laugh and joke, even though they still, try to keep it positive, man, you never know what people going through. And it's not as easy as people think it is to continue to stay positive. But at the end of the day, we got to. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about the shit that we going through. All we can do is try to get through it and keep going. That's all we can do. So I wanted to start off with that, man. You never know what somebody going through, man. And try to always, look out for the homie every now and then, whether it's male, female, whatever. If it's a homie, check up on him. Just see what's up with him. So I wanted to talk about this Me Too movement shit, right? And I wanted to do a comparison. So I got a homie who found himself in some legal trouble with this young lady. And long story short, the homie found out that this young lady that he had consensual sex with was underage. And I can't remember at the time exactly how old he was, but I think the female ended up being 17, I think. And the girl's father pressed the situation to the point where he was saying that my man raped his daughter. And now, even though it came out in court that, she was, I ain't gonna say fresh, but, she was loose with it at 17. Known to have sex with multiple people. And the father yet still wanted to press the situation and say that my man raped his daughter. When, even after speaking to my man, that was not the case. My man did not rape shorty. They had consensual sex. Even though I told him at the time, a lot of times, as men, we can't keep thinking with our dick. We gotta think with our mind. And, that was one of them situations and a decision that he made, and he got to deal with the repercussions behind it. Now, the repercussions behind it is, first and foremost, he's now being titled a sex offender, right? And then he had to put his name on this sex offender registry. Couldn't get a job. It was a lot going on with him. I mean, I felt bad for him because, you know, one bad decision can just fuck shit up, right? And, you know, I don't have to say that he was black because he was a homie, so of course he was black. And, I mean, it fucked him up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the father was on some bullshit, made the daughter say that he raped her, knowing that he didn't. I mean, it was a big mess. It was a big mess. But bottom line is, my man couldn't get no jobs. His name was on this sex offender list and shit, and you know his shit was fucked up. You know, took him through a spiral of ups and downs. You know, and I mean, you got to be strong when you go through some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you can't eat, when you can't provide, when you can't make no money, that shit'll fuck with you, and it'll make you want to go back into the street, thinking that that's gonna be your salvation, when ultimately that could be your demise. I mean, because back in the day, you know, when I myself was in the street, it ain't like it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You had people that looked out for you. You had motherfuckers that knew how to mind their business, and you had motherfuckers that knew how to keep their mouth closed about, you know, how you conducted your business and what it was you was doing. Nowadays, it ain't like that. It's like 90% of these niggas that go to jail now, they telling off the break just so they won't get locked up. So, you know, it's a different game now. Shit is totally different now. And so, you know, when you ain't got no money to eat, man, you resort to some wild shit. I mean, I know because I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten to the point where I went to the curry out one time and had all quarters to pay for my food, my 5 wings and mumble sauce with fried rice. I've done it, you know what I'm saying? And it was them times where you felt like, you know, you ain't had to keep going to the curry out and buying your food with quarters and shit. So you wanted to figure out another way, you know, not to have to do that. And I ain't gonna get into all that, but I did on multiple occasions. And so I'm just saying, as a black man, you know, I'm gonna just say people overall. People don't understand the weight that we put on our shoulders and the adversity that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? Some people know it because they go through it. Some people just don't know it because they're oblivious. And some people don't know it because they just turn a blind eye to the shit. Like, they just be like, oh, I don't understand why black men feel like they're so upset all the time. Because we got a lot of shit that we got to deal with, man, that white men don't have to deal with at all, period, point blank. And I say that to say that it's this case down in Texas with this cocksucker down at Baylor University. He was old frat president or whatever the fuck. And apparently he raped this young girl at a party, gave her a drink, and, you know, raped her multiple times. And I mean, Bill Cosby is locked up right now. Bill Cosby is in prison right now for this same type of shit. And he 80 plus, doing jail time for this shit. And here it is, this cocksucker is white, and the fucking judge not only, you know, didn't charge this nigga with nothing, but then didn't even put this nigga on the sex offender list. Nothing. And I mean, this Me Too movement has been in the face of everybody in the last, you know, maybe year and a half, 2 years. And so, you know, this judge felt like, you know, nah, he ain't doing no jail time. He ain't do that shit. White boy. But then it's like, you know, people tend to try to, you know, want to know why black men feel the way they feel, or why they feel like it's a white-black racial divide. I mean, listen, the justice system is one of the clearest reasons why there's a divide in this country. Because black men, in most cases, don't get treated fairly at all. At all. And that's, in my opinion, where some of the divide happens. Because clearly, you know, from what I'm hearing, this joker was guilty from what I'm hearing. And he not doing no jail time. He don't have to go on the sex offenders website. He don't have to apply, himself to be a sex offender. He had to do nothing. All he do is just go back to his regular life. And this happened at Baylor University down in Texas. And the only reason why I'm trying to make a point with that is because down in Texas, I hear a lot of stories from, Jay Prince, Scarface, Bum B, Pimp C. I heard a lot of stories throughout a lot of different documentaries, especially down in Harris County. And Harris County just had, I think it was 19 women who ran for different offices in the justice system down in Harris County, and they all won. Right? And so it made me think, like, is this cocksucker in Harris County? So I gotta look it up. But then again, it's like, even if he's not in Harris County, is he trying to make a statement that, while he on, while on his watch, ain't no white man going to jail on his watch, even if he's guilty? It just makes you think. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that's the case, but it just makes you think, like, what the fuck is going on down there? And normally, I watch CNN sometimes. I watch it sometimes. Take it for what it's worth. I watch CNBC sometimes. I watch a lot of the different political shows sometimes just to stay abreast on what's going on. I watch a lot of shows that some people may care less of watching, but I do. I watch them sometimes just so I can be informed of what's going on. And in this situation, man, I forgot the white girl name on CNN, because she recently reported about when Trump was talking bad to the 3 black women, and this in this case, this was a white boy who raped a young woman and basically got off. And I just feel like, people always ask, why black men are so upset? Why are black people so upset? We upset because we so tired of the bullshit. We so tired of the bullshit, man. We so tired of getting the short end of the stick, man. For real. And I always hear about, people talking about why this person don't do this, why this person don't do that, why this person don't do this, why this person don't do that. As far as people with influence, money, and all that type of thing, all that type of shit. And my thing is, it's a good question to ask. Why can't more people step up and do stuff? And I think it's advocates doing stuff all over the country, man. I think it's activists doing stuff all across the United States, man, all the time. But it's only gonna be a certain amount of change for a certain amount of people who's trying to make a move and do something. But I think for the most part, it's a little bit of change that I've seen in the country, a little bit. I'm not saying it's been a lot, but, world is changing a little bit. People are changing a little bit. You still got your people who are racist, and you still got your people who think that, they can just, treat you any kind of way they want. And, you got people who, that don't like to see, racist type things, and people who don't stand for it, white, black, Mexican, Chinese, whatever. You got people who just don't stand for that shit, which is good. But I feel like it's not enough. And so, people just don't understand, why, black men feel the way they feel. And, it's hard to explain to people who have not gone through what the fuck we've gone through. You know what I'm saying? Like, myself, personally, I've been in situations where I was accused of something and clearly did not do it, but still got accused of the shit. just because I was black. I mean, when I was at Delaware State, I got accused of shit all the time just because I had like a reputation of, being off the hook. And I was off the hook, but it was at times that reputation, put me in certain situations when I had nothing to do with, certain things. And it was because of my reputation. And I think that's fucked up. But I went through it. Got locked up, got arrested. I was damn near a household name in Delaware. Dover, Delaware. I was a household name in Dover, Delaware, man. And to me it was ridiculous because I'm from DC. Why am I a household name in Delaware? Shit was crazy. But I say all that to say, man, I can't put all of the blame, on the justice system, even though I feel like they are majority to blame. But we got to stop putting ourselves in certain situations, though. I'm not excusing, I'm not excusing people who have really done something wrong, because I feel like all of us got to be held accountable for what the fuck we do. But I feel like at the end of the day, man, if we want to really see some change, man, we gotta stop putting ourselves in certain situations, man. We just have to. Period. We can feel how we want to feel. We can say what the fuck we want to say. We can do whatever the fuck we want to do. But, there's accountability for everything that we say, do, and how we react to stuff. And in this case, it's clear that this judge was on some straight bullshit, on some straight bullshit. I'ma just say that. Because I don't want to say something and then YouTube take me off, block my channel. But I'ma just say it was fucked up. And when I heard the story, it just pissed me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It pissed me off a little bit because I thought about Bill Cosby. I thought about, some of these other, black men who got accused of certain things, sexual crimes, just crimes in general. Like a couple of these dudes out here that's been locked up for 20 years plus. And, people advocating for them, trying to get them out of jail, and kind of find out these motherfuckers wasn't never found guilty. Wasn't never guilty of the crime. But they done 20 years in jail though. And it's like, all these black dudes out here that get locked up for these crimes, just to make these prison systems money, but yet, you turn around and put a white man in the same type of situation and he don't get no jail time. He get off. It's fucked up. 2018, man, it's still fucked up, man. And so, I'm just saying that to say, man, it's so much change that's gonna happen with that system, man, because it is what it is. I don't really see no change in that system in the next, maybe 10, 15 years, man, until somebody really, or until people really decide that, shit need to change. And so, I just feel like at the end of the day, man, we got another generation that's coming up, and my daughter's age, 5 years old, not the ones that's already, 13, 14, because, honestly, not all of them, but they fucked up. The generation right up under me, fucked up. So we got two generations back to back that's fucked up. And so now we got to work on these youngins, 5 years old, or younger, work them up, get them to a point where they were like us, where they got respect, where they got manners, where they do certain things the right way. We gotta build the youngins up, man. So I just want to come on here this morning, man, and just put that out there, man, because I thought that was fucked up, that this white boy got off on some bullshit when he clearly, where it was clearly evidence of him raping this young girl, man, and her testimony and her letter to the prosecutor. I mean, she even wrote a letter, man, and it was she was in school, so she didn't live. I don't think she lived in Texas. I don't think, but she's mentioned something about the prosecutors. She was like, the prosecutors didn't even show up, but I did. They didn't even have enough respect for me to come, and that clearly shows you that something was wrong in that whole situation, where the prosecutors don't even show up. Like, what? So I'm just saying, man, at some point we gotta realize that we can't keep putting ourselves in certain situations, and when we do, we can't expect for people to want to dig us out. I mean, because we put ourselves in that situation. So again, like I always preach, man, we got to be better than we were yesterday, and we got to make a conscious decision that we want to try to do things better so we can have a better result. You know what I'm saying? Because shit is fucked up out here for the black man. Shit is fucked up. So I hope y'all have a good day. I'm going to try to have a good day. I'm about to pull up at my job, and so I just want to get on here real quick and just share some of that with y'all, and hope y'all take it, hope y'all take it in a good way, man, because shit is fucked up out here for the black man, and we still out here, trying to move forward best we can, man. So y'all have a good day, man, and be easy, and definitely be better than you were yesterday. All right, y'all be easy.